From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, bring home the new U48.5 excavator for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months or save up to $2,300.
Tractors, RTV, construction equipment. You do it all, we do it local.
Well, it is Friday evening. You might be sitting down enjoying a nice cool beverage or just something to kind of help you relax a little bit here as you get ready for the weekend. And if you've got outdoor plans for the weekend, you've come to the right place, because I'm going to kind of help walk you through the timing of our chances for rain. And yeah, there will be some rain this weekend for everyone is going to see that chance, but it's not going to be a washout over the weekend. So you can do things outside. It's just a matter of when to do it. So let's get you to it. First of all, we've got a cool and unsettled weather pattern through the weekend. This is something I just discussed here. We have a mix of sun, some clouds, and some scattered showers from time to time, and that'll continue into early next week. But by the middle of next week, I do expect to see a drier pattern moving in. Now, with, of course, all of that said, we do have a flash flood watch for most of Del Norte County. Now, this is mainly going to impact the burn scar from the Smith River complex just from this past summer. With upwards of 2 to 4 inches of rain, a very good possibility we could be looking at mudslides and debris flows in the area. Now, also the winds will be picking up. I'm not terribly concerned about it, but if you do drive a high-profile vehicle or if you just have anything outside that could blow in the wind, just make sure you kind of do what you can to kind of prevent those things from blowing away. Now, you can see those winds picking up for Saturday afternoon, especially to the east of Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and even some of the higher ridge tops. And really, that's the key here. It's mainly the higher ridge tops that will see the strongest winds. And then by Saturday night into Sunday, those winds overall should start to die down. Now, this is the storm system that's approaching, is going to bring us rain here over the weekend. So let's walk you through the timing. Now, as you know, as we got some events going on over the weekend, we've got to make plans for it and decide what we need to do here to prepare ourselves for some wet weather. So tonight, when most of us are asleep or late at night, you'll be looking at some light showers kind of pushing through the north end of the valley, Siskiyou County, and then eventually that pushes eastward into the early morning hours. Now, Saturday morning, 8 a.m., there it is, Del Norte County getting hit hard with some decent rainfall. This is when we start getting concerned about those mudslides and debris flows from the burn scar area of the Smith River complex. But you'll notice it's still dry for Saturday morning for the valley eastward, not to mention even most of Siskiyou County looking at dry conditions at this point. Let's take into the noon hour. We're still seeing the heavier rainfall for Del Norte County. Again, when you see these periods of heavy downpours on that burn scar, that's going to create problems. So we'll have to kind of keep a close eye on that. Meanwhile, Trinity County getting in on the action, as well as central and western Siskiyou County. But notice the valley eastward still looking dry. So if you have outdoor plans in the valley or eastward, I think that's going to be your best bet for Saturday, because that's when we expect to continue to see dry conditions. But through the afternoon, this is when things start to change. You'll notice by 2 p.m., we're seeing some showers begin to enter the picture here for the valley. Is it going to be heavy downpours? There could be a brief period of some moderate rainfall. So here's my bottom line for you. If you have plans on Saturday afternoon, okay, after the noon hour, just make sure you've got an umbrella or some rain gear, because you will run into a very good possibility of a passing shower, a sprinkle, and like I said, maybe even a moderate shower that could push through. There's 6 p.m. Saturday. So you'll notice of Siskiyou County, even the coast still seeing some activity, but we have the main push of moisture here now kind of entering and making its way into the valley and even the eastern mountains. In fact, by tomorrow night, that heavier rainfall will be in Lassen and Plumas counties, and even some heavier rainfall possibly for the southern end of the valley as well. Now, we do still have some activity kind of pushing into the southeastern portions of the eastern mountains, in particular Plumas County. Otherwise, just a few stray showers here and there, but Sunday morning is looking dry. Sunday through the afternoon looking mainly dry. Now, here's the thing. It looks like we may see some developing here in the north end of Shasta County. Now, this is a signature that is something that is pretty common around here. And that is a strong south wind that then creates what we call a training effect that can create some pretty heavy rainfall for parts of the valley. Now, this is something we'll have to monitor here very closely, because typically what happens is you get those strong south winds. They kind of butt up against the mountains here and create that upward lift. And then typically the upward flow is moving from southwest to northeast, and it transports that rain to the north and east. However, as long as you continue to see that feed, you kind of see one system after another develop, and that can create some flash flooding. This is something worth monitoring very closely as we go through Sunday afternoon. But this is the first signs that I've seen of this, so we'll have to kind of wait and see if that actually develops. So be sure to watch meteorologist Brian Wilson over the weekend to see what kind of developments we get here as we get closer to your Sunday. In the meantime, we take a look at some of those forecast rainfall totals. You know what I'm going to say. If you've been watching for the last week or so, heaviest rainfall to the north and west, and you can see less rainfall heading off to the east here. So that's why we do have that flash flood watch for Del Norte County. Now, we take you into Monday. There you can see some of the rain. Off and on rain with mostly cloudy skies for everyone. You'll notice some blue in there. We've got snow levels probably around 4,500, 5,500 feet, lowering to about 4,000 feet on Tuesday. And there you can see. Now, I think it might be hard-pressed to see at least accumulating snow for places like Mount Shasta or Bernie, but it's not out of the question for Alturas. I mean, you're even borderline for accumulating snow as well, and even Susanville, but you get the idea. I think we can see snow levels down to about 4,000 feet on Tuesday. It dries out Wednesday, it dries out Thursday, and then this system was looking like that maybe it would bring us some rain by the end of next week, around Friday, but now it's taking it out. So as of right now, it looks fairly dry for the second half of next week. Now, rainfall totals going through at least the middle of next week. Where's most of the rain? You know, of course you got it, and you know the answer. It's off to the north and west here, and then we see less heading down to the south and to the east. All right, so here are your wave heights for Saturday. They are increasing with the approaching storm system, so that could create problems, and that's why we do have the small craft advisory here, basically for the weekend. And there you can see those south winds at 10 to 20 knots, and waves from the west at 8 feet at about 11 seconds. All right, so here's what it looks like tonight. We got those clouds moving in. Fairly dry, I think. As I mentioned, maybe some late night showers for the valley, and then that will push into the eastern mountains here early tomorrow morning. As we take you into tomorrow, we're going to be looking at eventually those showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms developing for parts of the valley as well. So let's take a look at that. There you can see temperatures are dropping, but still mild. Not that bad, low 70s for the valley, and there you can see low to mid 60s for the coast. So you got the overcast skies, showers throughout the day. I think the heaviest rainfall will be right here, and even making its way into places like Modoc County as well. Through the afternoon, be on the lookout for some stray showers and maybe a brief period of some moderate rain as well. But the morning hours, I think you're okay through at least the noon hour tomorrow in the valley, and not to mention the eastern mountains. But that will change, and the chances increase for the second half of the day tomorrow. So let's take a look at your 7-day outlook. And yet, you know, again, this is that type of pattern where each day, if you have outdoor plans, you've got to keep a close eye on the forecast, because this 7-day forecast is probably going to look different tomorrow and the next day and the day after that. And that's because these unsettled weather patterns really have a mind of their own, and they can change very quickly. So that's why you got to keep a close eye on the forecast. And again, this is what I've been saying the last few days. The one thing that does remain constant is the fact that we've got to set those clocks back 1 hour tomorrow night. So of course, daylight saving time ends. You get an extra hour of sleep, that's great, but boy, that sun sets earlier in the day, making it harder for some of those things. I know I like to take my dog Nessie for a walk in the evenings. Now I'm going to have to try to plan that earlier because it gets dark so much sooner. So that is a look at your weekend forecast going to next week. Be sure to watch Brian Wilson over the weekend. He'll have the latest on this unsettled weather pattern as we go through the weekend.